Welcome back, guys, to another Dragonfire Ozonics Gaming Raw, Real, Authentic Reaction, where we do real, transparent reactions with very limited editing to keep everything flowing and as real as possible. With that being said, we are back, and I just peeked the hell out of my meter with more Citizen Soldier. This won't be a request. I handpicked one. I went through their library on YouTube of ones I haven't listened to, and I decided on one. That I would like to listen to, that I haven't listened to. Alright, so, before I kick into this, you will need to fast forward because I'm about to get into a little bit of letting something off my brain. I guess you could call it a rant. If you're not down with that, then you can fast forward. I don't have an issue with that at all. I got wind of a situation, right? Of basically I'm not going to name names, okay? This is just not what I'm doing. I'm not looking to do the cloud chase and all that stuff and any of that. If you know me by now, by viewing any of my reactions, you know I keep it real as I can. And I stand for my principles. Whether people think that's negative of me or not. It's just who I am. And I try to do my reactions just like my streams, which is real and authentic as possible. As I said earlier in my stream, it's easy to be a fake, right? And because we're in a world full of them. And I just think people need to be more real, be them, be who they are. With that being said, I just want to put that there before I get into a little bit of this. I got wind a few days back. It was after my last reaction to Citizen Soldier. The lead singer is going through some stuff. You know, that didn't surprise me that he was going through stuff. The personalized music that they make, you have to be feeling it, right? And you can definitely tell in the vocal performance, right? Not a bad thing at all. You know, but you could just tell the emotion was there, more so than a lot of other songs. Yeah, it just felt like it was a current situation to me. Right, and fast forward a little bit, there was a reactor who decided in their infinite wisdom that it was good form to do a clickbait thumbnail as well as title. And like I said, we're in a world full of fakes, right? So, you know, you go to YouTube, type in reactions or anything really, even for that matter. And you're going to find a lot of clickbait thumbnails, a lot of clickbait titles, all people being dishonest, leading, stuff like that. It's just, you know, it's not being real. They're trying to get somebody to click on a video for a certain type of content to create controversy, right? You know, there's an old saying, like, controversy creates cash. And they thought, you know, hey, you know what? That's what we're going to do in this instance, right? We're going to put a personal jab. That's how I took it. To get views. Ultimately. Because they could have said so many different things. You know, you're entitled to like what you want to like. Nothing wrong with that. I draw the line of when you're deciding to put something that is a personal jab at somebody's art form, and take liberty with it. You know, like I said, you're allowed to like what you want to like. You don't have to like an artist's songs, the artists themselves. But for me, I have a respect for artistry, right? I said this in Falling in Reverse that I just did. I had refused to react in a way that I would break down the song, like a lot of people did, because it felt too personal to me. It felt like a personal canvas, a personal diary, and it felt to me disrespectful and just not right in order to do that. Because I respect them as an artist, I respected them putting it all out there, right? Um, and it's the same thing for a band that puts themselves out there, song after song, right? Exposing what a lot of the world would see as faults, flaws, negatives, and they're putting it out there. And then for you to dislike basically maybe a piece of their song, to then take personal liberty. And then, after the fact, you have people in the community, in their community, uh, calling people sensitive and all that. And it didn't sit right with me. The whole thing, it doesn't sit right with me. I am not speaking on anyone's behalf but my own. I don't know this person that did this, right? I didn't see the video. I will not be looking at the video. I knew of it simply because that night I had went into YouTube when I was about to record my reaction, and I typed in the new song name, as I usually do. Um, you know, and one of the top things came up, and I saw the thumbnail. Yeah, I already knew what was what with that. Um, so I'm not cool with that. I am not going to sit here and, say the person was a bad person. I don't know the person. They could be the greatest person in the world that just made a mistake. All right. Or they could just be the general reactor that is looking for clout, that's looking for clickbait at all means necessary to get it. They don't care who they offend, who they hurt. But for me, it was completely bad form because it's, from what I've heard, the individual reacts to a lot of Citizen Soldier songs. So they know that there's mental health issues there. And they just still felt that this was a cool thing to do. And then their community as well. I'm not calling out the entire community, but there was a couple people in the comments that were being disrespectful in regards to it. I don't necessarily think everybody should go after the reactor either. We kind of just need to address it, say our thoughts, move forward, right? To the best that you can. I understand it hurting a lot of people's feelings and pissing a lot of people off. As I said, I have put out this rant here because, yeah, it upset me and pissed me off. And as I told people, you beat on somebody, even with a little jab, right, that has traumas and mental health issues, do not be surprised, because you don't know what else that person is going through, that they'll start to crumble. They'll start to crack. And I said it myself in my stream today with a couple of my viewers that if I was in his shoes, okay, and I got some hateful comments, I won't divulge my mental health to many people at all and how I'm really doing. I just won't. It's just, I don't know, I hold stuff in, I guess. Well, I will not lie and say it would probably break me. Yeah. So for me, that it hits more personal than maybe for a lot of people. Because there are so many different ways, without, attacking with the way it was done, that you could have voiced in a constructive way because saying somebody's this and this and this and this and this isn't constructive at all. That's just demeaning. It is cruel. It is negative. It is harsh. It helps nobody. It shits on people. It does. And trust me, I come from a personal experience of being treated as such. And it could have easily been avoided, by seriously, before you start titling your thumbnails and creating your title on YouTube, because it takes some time to do it, to think, okay, should I put this out there on the internet for everybody to see? Or is this just not something I should do? So if that thought process came, then you simply just didn't care. Or did that thought just really never occur? I really hope, honestly, nothing negative regarding the reactor. I just hope that he's able to reflect on this and use this as a better way to evaluate themselves as a person. Not just a reactor, but as a person. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a bad person. I don't know them. They could be one of the greatest people that ever lived. They could be. That just made an honest mistake. But I guess time will tell for them. Right? And I do hope because I am aware that there was an apology issued. I do hope it was sincere. My personal thing about that is I know a lot of reactors, not everybody, but a lot of reactors would issue an apology and have in the past stuff for analytics. If your viewer base and sub count was lifted up a lot by, say, artists that you sat there and disrespected, your sub count is going to get hit. So you're going to try to rectify, not because it was the right thing to do, but you're thinking of the analytics of your channel. You're thinking of the number of likes, the number of subs. If you are having a monetary benefit, right? You're not really issuing a authentic apology. I can't say that this was authentic. I can't say it was not authentic at all. And I'm not going to be the one to do that. That's going to be up to them. Like I said, I am not going to judge that person. I am simply responding to something that I deemed was hurtful. And I'm going to try to move on from that. I do understand, some people may not like my opinion here. But it's my opinion. And I will stick with this opinion. Before we begin, because I talked your head off for 13 minutes now. If there's anybody out there going through anything mental struggle wise, do reach out to me through comments. You can DM me on Twitter. You can reach me on Twitch. I don't care if you're a normal person, you're a rich person, you're an artist, you're a band, you're human. You're gonna get beat up. We all do. Reach out to me, to your friends, family, and just remember that you are not alone. You're just not. That being said, we are going to flip over and do our reaction now. Like I said, this went on for a while. So, yeah. All right, guys, we are back. And we're going to listen to now Citizen Soldiers Screaming in Silence official lyric video, as I have no clue what this is about. I was scanning the list and it stood out to me. So let's check it out. Oh, I didn't hit play. I was like, this is taking a while.
These walls walls in my head made of 6 feet of concrete. You built them yourself, saying you don't believe me. You just turn a blind eye every time that I'm bleeding. And walking away from the scene of the crime makes you guilty. You like me more in my cage. I can't breathe, so sick of screaming in silence. This invisible violence locked inside of me. I can't breathe, so sick of screaming in silence. Like who I am is a crime, my neck is under your knee. I can't breathe.
Damn. Nice visuals there. Couple of powerful lines.
You say it's my fault, like I like to be lonely. Feel my pain as a lie just so you can control me. Guess I'm playing the victim so you can look holy. So your ignorant bliss can keep killing me slowly. You like me more in my cage. You make the rules in this game. I can't breathe, so sick of screaming in silence. This invisible violence locked inside of me. I can't breathe, so sick of screaming in silence. Like who I am is a crime, my neck is under your knee. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't. I can't breathe, so sick of screaming in silence. This invisible violence locked inside of me. I can't breathe, so sick of screaming in silence. Like who I am is a crime, my neck is under your knee. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Right. That was Citizen Soldier. I Can't Breathe. To roll out, we'll do a rating and a quick recap. So let's go. Alright, guys, we are back, and that was Citizen Soldier, Screaming in Silence, official lyric video. Rating wise, it's not one of my favorites of theirs. That said, I give it an 8 still. It was a vibe. It was a vibe. I could definitely rock with it. Vocal performance wasn't as strong, I would say. Singing was still, well done. But I don't know, it didn't evoke the same emotion that a lot of the tracks do. And some of the productions seemed to be as far as like vocal quality. So maybe the emotion was better than I thought it was, but maybe it just got lost a little bit in the way it was mastered or mixed. I don't know. I'm not an audio engineering expert. It's just my 2 cents from it. Very powerful lines, though, as always. It was a banger of an instrumental as well. The song was definitely about basically screaming in silence. Nobody listening to you ever. And then them making it look like you're to blame for your own issues and all that stuff. My mind is wandering all over the place right now. I do apologize about that. And I'm also worried about the time because we're at 20 minutes. But yeah, I thought it was, a good track. It's definitely, um, I think it would have been a lot better, if the vocals were improved upon as far as not the performance, but the audio editing, um, portion of it. Um, that's just my own 2 cents. I am, like I said, not an expert. I've done very limited stuff in the audio editing sphere. When I was in school for cinematography, I did do some, audio landscaping type stuff, which is basically audio landscaping would be if you see a still frame, like a Roman photo. And not talking about the Roman ages. It's called a Roman photo, basically a still photography shot. And you make a soundscape. I think is what it's actually called, a soundscape. And which basically you analyze the photo, you go and find a bunch of sounds, and you kind of design that sound, and then have that play in the background of the image, and voila. That's about as far as my expertise goes in audio editing, and between that and doing some videos, short films and stuff like that. But not by any means an expert in that, so I can't exactly say what I would do to improve that. It's just something I was picking up. Um, I I don't know. I'm trying to come up with some intellectual, thing here, and I got nothing. I'm just gonna sit here and embarrass myself for a few more minutes. But yeah, there were lines in there that connected with me, for sure. Um, I can't breathe. It's like the knees on my neck type thing. Yeah, the visuals that you can place with that kind of messed up. Yeah, makes me think of the police brutality case, honestly. So it brings up, I guess, a visceral experience in that regard. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I am sorry if it was all over the place. There was a lot I needed to kind of get off my chest. Um, so I do apologize if it bothered you. Just me being me. I do appreciate, though, if you took the time to view this reaction. If you did like it, please help with a thumbs up. As well as, sorry about that. As well as subscribe to keep up to date with content like this and maybe very different content. And I will see you guys on the next reaction. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be in the world. If this ain't real, folks, I don't know how to be more real. Because this isn't going to be edited out much at all. Love it, hate it, it's me. Have a good one. Peace.